Yo, what's up guys? Wang here with the second part of this series. First of all, a huge shout out to all of you that stopped by and left your support for the first video. Thank you so much, I really appreciated your support and it's been very encouraging to me. Moving on to the good stuff, we left Bind and Haven from the original video, so I'm going to start with how I defend Bind in competitive. To start, my default setup is pretty casual. I throw a regular trapwire on both main entrances of B site, and then I place my camera in this nook towards the back of site, mainly because I can see into hookah and long garden, and then I throw cages in front of each entrance to slow the push. On this default setting, I usually hide inside the crate and monitor garden and hookah, and if I see enemies, I usually hit the cages and then play up on the traps. You can play inside crate, in cubby, CT spawn, up on elbow, or even close to garden. My second setup here is much more passive. I play the same camera as before, but my trapwires are placed on either side of the crate. I usually play this style if they are steamrolling the site from garden. When they push up close to plant the bomb, this position allows you to catch them in your traps and then play the tight angle to get easier picks. My favorite and most successful spot here is the all-in hookah hold with a judge. I play a trap close to the door and perpendicular to it, and then use the cam to look out into middle. If they're rushing up out of frustration, you can do some serious damage from this position. Here's a clip that showcases this in action. When laying traps, it's important to ensure you aren't always predictable, so here are a few other ways that you can lay traps on B site. You can use curved architecture to angle them into some pretty funky spots. When attacking B site from middle, you can use your cam to peek into hookah. When you go to enter hookah, you can cage the left side to block visibility for a potential opponent. When you push into hookah, if you happen to see this web of trap wires, just uninstall the game and try again tomorrow. You can also use a camera inside of hookah to clear the box, the tight angle, and CT spawn. When you push in, again, you can use cages to block major sight lines like cubby, which clears you to contest sight, elbow, and garden. When pushing from garden side into B, there's a good chance that your opponent will peek down this lane either with their body or with an ability. Cypher cameras are also very popular here. Make sure that you're clearing all of your corners as you push in, and then you can use your cages to block sight lines as you work to contest the areas that you haven't covered. Once you're on site, you can always use a cage to block off CT or elbow if you haven't already used it. Now for defending A site, nothing really special here. The only cool trap I use is this one in front of shower that your opponent can't get an angle on, and I also place one in front of A short for info. I put my camera in a spot where I can see down short and shower, but I rarely use it when I come over to A so that my element of surprise is intact when I stack A from time to time. My alternate setup here is to play a little more passively in U-Haul, and I place my traps a little bit further back to see if I can capitalize on their aggression. Sometimes when I'm attacking A site, I use my cages to block off the two most commonly held spots and then try to weasel my way past their defenses. There's not much more to it for A site since there are limitless combinations of where they could be holding the site. If you guys made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and if you liked the video, please leave a like on it and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. If this video is well received, I'll do a final video to showcase some holds on Haven and some ways to push up with Cypher as well. Thanks for watching, and as always, Wang out.